Hey everybody, welcome to the Unreal Engine livestream. I'm Alexander Pascal. Today with me is Mike Fricker and Josh Adams.
Hey.
We're talking 410. But first up, it's the news. All right. So the first thing that we're talking about is Sparrow. The new character got announced. You know, this is on the weekly cadence of the Paragon characters. So Sparrow, you got a nice video. You can do your choosing as you can with the other ones. And you've got couple different things to choose from for your different bonuses. Same as with Steel, same as with Twin Blast. So, you know, come in, do your thing, go ahead and get preloaded, because this is coming, as we said, early 2016. So,
Oh, look at that hair.
yeah, I know.
That's 411 hair right there.
It's so nice.
It's going to be great.
All right. Next up, bam, is Marketplace Spotlight on Polypixel. This is over in our showcases. So we've got a really great showcase of all the stuff that they've been doing for our marketplace. They've got a nice little demo of various assets they've made. And if you're kind of familiar with them, you already know that they make tons of great meshes. And this is really a discussion about how they learned what's the best way to get their products out there and to interact with their customers and give them what they want. And this is an example of, hey, you know, the screenshots, they have them up for all the good PC version, but they actually had mobile versions that they didn't have proper screenshots for. So, you know, they go through the whole story of how that kind of got resolved. It's nice, it's really good stuff. If you're considering selling something on the marketplace, I suggest reading it because it's going to give you some good, just general advice.
That's cool. Yeah, it looks great. 4 to 6 weeks too. Yeah, it's fast.
Yeah. All right. Next up is dev grants. Epic Games again gave out more dev grants, $150,000 worth this time around, and as you can see, it's a wide variety of stuff, not just regular games, but technology extensions. You know, Skookum script. I hope I said that right.
Skookum script.
Okay, cool. Because they'd murder me if I didn't.
Nice.
Perception neuron stuff. If you're into VR, there's a lot of kind of neat stuff coming to that. Mobile entertainment. And yeah, just more interesting games. Of course, we're going to help you out with that stuff. And it's all very exciting stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that's a lot of, I mean, they got a lot of money. Most of these people, I think, kind of average around 10,000 or something that they got. So it's pretty good money, I'd say. All right, up next, we've got a series of meetups happening all over the United States. So I want to kind of emphasize each of them. We've got one going on in Chicago, which you've probably seen us tweet about all of these, but this one is going to be a presentation of a post-mortem from the Epic Mega Jam, plus some discussion of Tom Lumen's survival games. You know, come in, bring, you know, your laptop, take notes, show off your demos. These are great places to meet up and hang out. You can find these guys on meetup.com, and I'll be posting the link later. And this is going to be happening this coming Saturday. So if you're in Chicago, you're going to want to look these guys up. It's going to be really interesting. The next city is going to be Seattle, Washington. Of course, we've got our own teams out there too. But this one is going to be a community-driven one. This is going to be on Monday, and this is VR Heavy Workshop. And they have a really nice logo. I just wanted to show you guys that. Isn't that nice? So, yeah, please, if you're in Seattle, come out, bring a happy attitude and a learning mind, and you guys are going to learn some cool stuff. Yeah. All right. Next up, Boston. So Boston is going to be having their own version of this too, and I think they call it something different. They call it Developers Drink Time. So yeah, if you guys want to, if you're in the Boston area, you know, come check it out. There's going to be drinking, apparently.
It is Boston.
But past that, I think it's just mostly like bring your own fun and a lot of stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. And if you are considering throwing something like this, or you are throwing some kind of meetup, or you're trying to just get people together or whatever, reach out to us, because we're really more than willing to help, you know, show you off, get you out there, tweet about you, put you on the Facebook and all that, all the social media stuff. So yeah, please do contact us. Send me or Chance an email. All right. Cool. So that's the news for the day. But I'm sure that you guys know,
Game Jam time.
it's Game Jam time. Now, I was thinking about, you know, going through and doing it like normal, and I'll play the games that I already know and know why they're awesomely fun and addictive in their own little ways. But then I was like, well, I've got Mike here, So I think I'll just make you play the game instead and see what you think. Yeah, you know what though? Shelly is right. We should start with the video.
Cool.
So let's go ahead and roll through the reel. All the awesome Game Jam entries.
So what was the theme?
Oh yes, the theme, of course. It was desperate diseases require dangerous remedies. So you're going to see a lot, and that's like a Guy Fawkes quote. So last time I challenged you all to, figure out what that was from, and of course most people were like, "Oh, it's November, Guy Fawkes."
Sure.
Nice. So yeah, you can see there's a lot of disease kind of related stuff, but then a lot of other kind of very odd interpretations. I love interpretations of it where it's just very different. Yeah, so you get some really interesting puzzle games and some shooters. This one was hard. Like that one had some great audio to it, but it was crazy difficult to get over those spikes.
And he's pink.
This was neat. They had a bunch of live action. This is actually like really cool because all the live action stuff going on in it, all that.
Heart Defender.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's and this one is actually, there were a couple where you are Guy Fawkes just setting up
placing
bombs.
powder kegs.
Yeah. There's some really nice platformers.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, I kept losing at this one. It was really fun, but you're supposed to sneak up behind people and get them, but I kept getting killed.
Cool.
And this is called, I think this is called Space Fox, but it's like F-A-U-X.
Yeah, nothing like Star Fox.
No, it was kind of like Star Fox, but yeah, a couple of text-based things.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a zombie shooter where you're a slug that shoots salt, I think. Like you have an assault rifle.
Wow.
Yeah, the puns. That was an exciting one. Yeah, this is you throw knives at boxes to make them grow, and it's a multiplayer game. That this one, honorable mention.
Are you throwing cats?
Yes, this is a cat rocket launcher, and you shoot zombies with the cat rockets, and the cats just go buck wild on them, and that's how they handle it. Yeah, that was just more of a physics demo.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was actually a really nice kind of physics game. That was crazy hard. Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, you get some really strange stuff. I loved people's like very different outlooks on these.
Unreal Galaxy. Looks like Mario Galaxy.
You burned an innocent villager.
That's funny. Yeah, some of these are dark.
Yeah, I mean, some of them got kind of bleak, but a lot of them were pretty lighthearted for what it was. There were a lot of go light the fuse and blow up the thing. This one actually plays like a space shooter. That's kind of neat.
Oh wow.
This one's so wild because the enemies in it, their body parts would fall off individually, so you just get parts flying everywhere. Little raft. This one was actually really interesting. It's actually about collecting the right color. So like a really tiny red ball could like destroy you, and it was just really different. You didn't expect that. Yeah, lots of puzzle games came out of this, of course, because they just wanted to come up with very puzzly ideas. And you end up with...
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, really unique.
That's awesome. Retro. Oh, I feel like we should have overlaid the names of the games. Do they have titles?
Yeah, normally I think that they do. Yeah, when it goes up on YouTube, it'll have everything up on it. Unfortunately, yeah, on that note, Chance couldn't be here today, so... It's cool when you see people coming in with like their own models and really like, unique stuff too.
Oh, psychedelic platform.
This one was so hard just because it's like really busy, like a lot's going on. It's just like, whoa.
Cool.
All right, awesome. So I'm sure you're all ready to hear. Your winners this go around are, Nope, here it is. Who Must Die by Baguette Team. That was the interesting one with the monitors with the live action stuff going on.
Yep.
Very unique stuff. The Cleaning Service by Help, I Need an Adult. I swear we didn't choose that one just because we like the team name, but we did like the team name a lot. But yeah, that's crazy fun. And then Dr. Shard by Drectopia. Crazy addicting. At first it was kind of simple, and then you kind of get playing it and like, okay, there's more, and each time you do it, it's like, okay, there's more there. Okay, you'll see. Alrighty. So yeah, congratulations to everybody. Like, really, it was hard to pick it. It always is very difficult because you guys make really stellar games. But yeah, let's roll through them real quick. Check it out. First up, I'm gonna load up.
Alexander, we must often see like some repeat participants in the game.
Oh yeah.
Seems like a great way to learn.
Actually, Baguette Team is a team that is coming. It comes here all the time, and I think it's Matthew W. Did Cleaning Service, and that was like a one-man team. And then Drectopia is a team that we see every time. So these are actually all repeat people. So
nice.
Now that I'm thinking about it, but I don't think that there are any repeat winners, unless I'm mistaken. We've had a lot of these already. Oh, the cat's up. Meow. Alrighty. So I'm going to load up Who Must Die, and I'm going to hand it off to you and see.
Me or Josh? You can let Josh play.
Ooh. You know what? It's up to y'all.
I'll try the first one.
Yeah, we can take turns.
Uh-oh. I might have clicked past the initial what you're supposed to do. So I will explain to you. Initially, it has like a little splash that just says there are 3 people and a guardian. These 3 people are all like psychiatric care participants. And oh no, you just told that guy to go die.
What? No.
No, you just executed that guy before you even did anything.
I can abort. Oh yeah, I see. Okay, send guardian.
Yeah, the guardian is the dude that goes in.
He's like
basically one person is infected with a crazy mental illness, and oh no, you didn't click it. Never mind. You're okay.
Right. I aborted it.
And so, what happens is you have notes scattered throughout this office from another doctor who kind of gives you hints as to what you can look for to find.
This is great.
Yeah, to find out what it is that you're supposed to find to see if they're crazy or not.
Oh, sweet.
The gun is just there.
Now we're talking.
And then yeah, you have these really. I assume that these are the developers, but this is really great stuff. And yeah, you can see where they're from.
Now
and
you're famous.
You have to like watch them as you poke and prod at them to figure out whether or not they were crazy with the rage violence stuff.
Cool.
I don't know what it's called.
That's good. So how do I win or fail here?
Okay, so eventually, I think you need to turn on the lights, or no? Or did you?
I think I got them.
Turn them off.
Okay. Well, so the win and fail here is you have to kill the right guy. So
I see. So you use the notes to determine the culprit.
Yeah,
and then blow them away with your guardian.
Exactly.
Sweet.
So you can play like awful loud music at them or calming music. You can send in stimuli. Cool. You can turn on and off lights. I don't know why those 2 went blank. Did you have both of them killed?
I'm gonna finish them off already. I was just like spamming. There we go. Actually, let's see what happens here. This is it's all the real footage.
Is it? Yeah, it's pretty
amazing. Oh yeah, that's actually what's great.
This is a lot of work.
You can tell that they went through a lot of effort to shoot a video of himself doing all that.
I feel like I just want to watch all of the video files.
Oh yeah, that's actually kind of what I did. I was like, oh, how many did they actually do? But if any stimulus you hit, like they start acting crazy. One of them gets kind of like bored or whatever, but they all have like really interesting over-the-top reactions.
Sweet.
Great acting job though, really. You convinced me that guy in a straitjacket is totally nuts.
All right. So. Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah,
it's one of the best games.
Yeah, we're not gonna play all these to completion because this would be like crazy difficult to figure it out just offhand. So. All right.
Okay, what we got next?
Cheating. There we go. Next up is Cleaning Service. Cleaning Service. Here's a go. I like games that just go right into the full screen for me. All right.
Very good, Josh. Represent.
Gave a special thanks to his whole family. That's nice.
I'm making house calls here.
I'm not even going to tell you anything about it. I just want to see how this one goes.
Well, he gets to see the help page, unlike me.
You are a Series B.
Yep.
Designation
It's
important to know that we don't get sound on our end. So
we're
playing.
No, we're just
completely deaf here.
He's reading the words.
Oh, okay. So Shelly has informed us there is a narrator reading to us.
And Shelly can narrate to us.
Any important information.
Oh, is it a robot voice? Oh yeah, that's right. It is.
Will be displayed on your heads-up display.
We need to get you a mic. Shelly's over here doing a robot voice. It's amazing.
Your
There we go.
primary input button will be used for interaction.
Yep.
So basically, click the mouse thing.
Proceed
Yep.
to the
Click
Alright.
the mouse, things will happen. That's what Shelly says.
So you have little objectives.
I think you
man.
stood on the fire trap.
I thought I was not.
Yeah, it gives you a series of like
Actually,
objectives to solve various problems, which is really cool. It definitely has a lot to it. There's a lot of
Series B
So it's a puzzle game then.
yeah, it is.
It's an action puzzle game.
It is a puzzle solving kind of
That's
thing.
cool.
Removal unit.
It's one of those it builds, and at first it's like this is really simple, and then you see that it's got a lot of other crazy stuff at it.
Why is he
Any
7?
important information will be displayed on your
I
heads-up
don't
display.
know. You have to find out.
Important items
Good.
may be interacted with.
I guess our guy's gonna come in through the elevator. Oh yeah, I'm gonna scorch.
You
some
can
dudes.
toggle it. Hit left
Mhm.
to turn off.
Input button
Use it when you need it.
for interaction.
You maybe you got to turn on the elevator.
Oh, whatever you do, don't stand on it again.
Proceed to the testing floors when you are ready.
Shelly, that's terrible advice.
Well, it's already been used up. I guess I
Uh,
burnt the surface.
There's only 5 seconds worth of juice.
Oh no.
I'm gonna die. Oh no. I can't.
Is it recoverable?
I think that he might have
I-
caused it
Here we go.
to.
Oh, I got suicide.
Nope. I think he
Blocking
might have.
volumes.
This is. It's actually kind of funny to see without context. It's actually really difficult. So here,
Yeah.
let me actually bring up.
Oh, wait,
the
there's
proper-
something
there's
happened.
something.
Oh, I was actually going to go bring up the actual proper how to play to tell you, because
I
yeah.
saw
Some
something
other
contextual,
keys
though.
do something.
Mhm. Did we freeze? Shelly?
No.
Okay. Sorry, a couple of people were saying that we might have frozen.
Oh, we're still
Look at the
going.
blue. I'm looking at the blue. Oh.
Oh,
I
there
just
you go.
wasn't getting close enough. There we go.
Mhm.
We will now calibrate
Oh,
your systems.
can't move now.
Yeah, narrator.
Yeah.
I think it said enemies come out there.
I'm
though.
good.
Oh,
You will need
okay, cool.
to learn
Sweet. Look at my
Mhm.
first human.
your first human.
They get first human.
Eliminate.
There are one
Eliminate.
humans remaining for you to eradicate.
Oh, he,
Oh, yeah. You need to set off your traps to kill him and do all that noise and set them up and. Yeah,
Get in
he's
here.
so boned. Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
Thing-
he didn't go down. Oh, he's still alive?
Oh my gosh.
That guy's superhuman.
There are
one human's
one
remaining for you to eradicate.
humans remaining
Oh, get out of there though.
for you to
Stand on the fire
eradicate.
too. Oh, he's on fire and he's still punching you.
Yeah, that guy does not go down.
This is great.
There are
Yeah.
I'm doing amazingly well here.
humans remaining for you.
Trap in there?
I think this is how we should
Oh,
do
you got it.
all
Oh,
of
there we
them,
go.
where I just
Yep.
don't tell you what
You
the
got it.
rules are,
Proceed
and just be like, yeah, yeah,
all
just,
natural resources.
yeah, because that's actually how I used to do a lot of it until I was like, this is stupid. I need to go read what they wrote,
For you this time.
and
More
There
obstacles.
are two humans remaining for
Very
you.
anti-human type of game.
yeah, it's pretty
Humans
large.
are the disease. Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's a guy and a girl. That's progressive.
So you gotta bait them.
All right,
in,
gotta get him in here.
And then
Oh.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
whoa.
nice.
Snap.
One
that guy
Nice.
died.
Oh, no. I guess
Nice.
I...
Oh, that one
I'm
I think
using
was
my
already
traps.
set off. Yep.
Yeah, once you use up a trap, it's over.
So there's a variety of different traps.
Yeah,
available.
and you have to set off the traps when the humans come running around, and
Is there a trick to get them to stay in the room?
you kind of have to
Oh,
like,
I gotta do
trick
the
them around.
one not...
You can like you have to try to get them when they're not paying attention at first, or you have
see.
to kind of
I
like
gotta not
run
open
them
the door.
around. But there's a lot of levels there.
Come on, get in here.
Yeah.
All right, have we seen enough here?
Yeah,
Fine,
yeah.
on to the next.
Yeah, they get the idea. There's a lot
Oh,
more
I
of
didn't
this,
get
and it
it.
gets very big. There's a lot of stuff.
All right,
Check it
suiciding
out.
with the girl. Oh, get in there.
Suicide by punches.
Gosh, I'm going down. You can take her with me.
No, you didn't.
Oh,
Just
Oh,
got
I didn't
her.
get that one.
Oh, nice.
But the other guy's still around.
To eradicate.
Oh, nice.
Get him!
Oh, you still got 2/3 health.
I'm cooking.
Oh.
All right.
All right. Yeah, just hit the quit button, pass it on back.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it's tough, but rewarding once you actually kind of get the hang of it. And
All
you're
right,
Rewarding
better-
to kill
Alexander,
humans.
show us how
you're-
to play the last one.
when you're better than Josh at it. Oh, burn.
Now that we
Yeah, I
aced-
didn't get sound.
Yeah, without
Well, I did
sound.
have Shelly, I guess.
It did not. You did not need the sound.
All right.
Hey, we're
So-
here.
And I think I imitated it.
Okay, so Dr. Shard by Drecktopia is the team. Dreckmonger is the only person on it. So this is yeah. This is really nice. It's kind of got like a Doctor Who kind of feel. And I actually
That's
really,
cool.
the menu at first sold me. I was like, okay, this is a pretty nice menu. But, so this is again, one of those simple at first. This would actually be great for mobile. All you're doing is clicking and it shoots these little happy shapes.
I could have done that.
See, this is level 1 though. So
That's cool.
that's kind of the trick. Let me just shoot like crazy because you can
Particle-
easily get through level
Particle
1.
catapults.
Yeah, so it's really neat because they're cute particles, and then so this gives you the base idea, and this is proper like level design. And he tells you like level 1, all you're gonna do is fill up empty hearts. Okay, level 2, now you have these slightly different shade of hearts, and those are bad. And now
Anti-hearts.
you have to dodge the bad hearts while hitting the other ones.
Oh, I see. They fill up and it's level over.
Yeah, if one of those fills up, you're gonna
That's cool.
lose. It's actually kind of tricky, dang it, and I'm probably gonna mess this one up because I did last time. Actually, last time I tried to fill up the middle heart first, and that's actually one of the bad hearts.
You see, you get
So-
it's upside down. You can tell.
Yeah, that's actually kind of the trick. Is they're a
Yeah.
slightly redder color, and they are upside down. And
Oh, that one is about to
You
go.
got lucky there.
that was close. Okay, so as it goes
Yeah, this
on,
is
now I
awesome.
can move these green blocks in order to. So these are the bad hearts, and wherever you click, all of these portals shoot. So if I tried to fill up this heart, the one over there shoots. But if I try to fill up this one, oh, it's always going to go right into there, right?
Mhm.
So I actually need to move a piece and kind of block it. And at that same time, I realized that, oh, hey, there's actually another heart hidden over there. And I can, okay, I'm just going to mess that up. Whatever. That's what I wanted. And then, yeah. So,
Cool.
so
This is
yeah,
great.
you can reveal more over time. And the levels keep building up because the next one, hang on, quick time. I'm going to
Didn't
go
make it
ahead
hard.
and
Just
Show us
skip.
the hardest one.
I'm gonna go right to 9. So here you go, where it just gets crazy, and this is where it enters in like the bad ones, and you don't want the bad shards to go into your good hearts, and also things are moving, and also you have bad ones over here. So if you miss, yeah, bad things can happen. Oh, and
Okay, impress us.
yeah. So oh no, I'm not gonna do well. Yeah. So the bad ones are trying to fill up these things. And
Oh, I
need to
see.
Stop that from happening.
You got this.
See, I think so.
They can't
but-
destroy the bricks, right?
No. So you have to kind
Suppress
of
'em.
block them and hope. Like, see, this it's still getting in there.
Get
No.
diagonal.
Oh.
Ah, yeah, you have to get it kind of like an angle. So it's like kind of tricky like that. But it's really great. There's 9 total levels for a Game Jam game. That's a ton, and there's just so much to do. And
And there's a bonus level.
yeah, oh yeah. There's also the bonus one, which I never got because I haven't actually been able to beat this. This was just crazy difficult. But I mean, I think this could be totally ready to be on mobile. Like, couldn't you see this being a touch game? Because all I'm doing is
Yeah.
clicking. I mean, that's
yeah.
touch.
Yeah, it's great.
Cool.
Cool. Congratulations.
Yeah,
More
yeah,
things on mobile, guys.
congratulations, guys. That was really awesome stuff. Alrighty. Let me get all of my everything back in order for you guys.
When's the
Yeah.
next game jam?
So next game jam will be December. We're thinking about, since we only have 2 weeks in December that we're actually here, we're probably going to try to kick it off the first week of December. You know, life, time, everything permitting, that we can actually kick it off proper.
Cool.
So should be, say should. So, yeah. So let's kick on over to the feature presentation today. This is the whole reason I brought y'all on.
Cool.
So yeah, we've got a lot of new stuff that came out in 4.10. 4.10 just recently coming out, and then you also have some stuff to talk about with 4.11 and all that. too.
Yeah, well, we figured there's a few things, right? Like, it's kind of a weird release.
Mhm.
This is a different one than we normally do. It's it's not really a maintenance release, but we focus on bug fixes and stability and quality of life for certain things like mobile, some VR stuff, updating all the platforms. But it's a little bit different of a release than we normally do, where normally we kind of just go all in. But so this one we tried, let's cool back and only merge important fixes for this release and see if we can overall get a more stable build. Hopefully we were successful. It looks like, based on the feedback, that we were somewhat successful, so hopefully. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll be releasing hot fixes for anything that comes up.
We're finding that some people like stability releases where there aren't a lot of features, and some people kind of want a lot of new features.
Yeah.
So it was interesting this time around to see
Yeah,
the difference there.
I could definitely see a difference in the reactions we were getting from it. A lot of people were very relieved. Honestly, they were like, "Oh, nice, just mostly cleanup."
Yep.
So I guess we're done with the engine. We can just stop and just fix bugs.
Yeah, we can just.
Stop adding new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a hard line. It's hard to find the right line there to draw, like Josh said. Yeah, I mean, we've pondered all kinds of different release cycles and schedules, but this one's kind of an anomaly. We'll see. Next release 4.11, we're planning to be like a monster one,
Mhm.
and then after that, we might do another smaller one. Maybe we'll alternate. Who knows? We'll see. But we're always, we've had hundreds of programmers adding features.
Mhm.
We have to release them, right? So we can't really hold them back because then they're just generating tons of, they're not proven, they're not tested. So we want to release these features. Anyways, for 4.10, I want to say thanks to the community for submitting, I think upwards of 53 changes that got merged in by the engineering team, including some cool features. I'll call out a few of them. One that I saw was like we have support for PNG and JPEG splash screens by Libitus, faster content browser asset discovery by Solanopotamus, and automatic mipmap generation for render target 2Ds, which I don't think we've had since early UV3 days. At one point we had that, it disappeared, and the Coherent guys added that. So thanks guys, and tons of bug fixes, and everything from small typo fixes to pretty major glitches that the community helped fix. So we're always appreciative. Normally we have a lot more than 50, but like I said, this is kind of a different release, and a lot of this submitted fixes, even from months ago, will be in 4.11 and not 4.10. Because we're a little bit more selective what we merged over. I don't know if there's more to say about that other than we just go in and talk about some of the features.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can go ahead and bring that right on up.
Yep. Like I said, it's kind of a weird one because normally we do the feature preview Twitch talk, like kind of before the release is out, but
Yeah, or like in the same week as the
Yeah.
release, but
We're a little late.
some people were ill.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
with Fallout. And I know you guys were actually
Before
sick. I
Fallout.
just it was actually
I'm only
before
level
that.
9. Yeah.
Oh, got the release notes all pulled up for you and all that too.
Oh, sure. So I figured we'd just kind of turbo through these and talk about maybe what we're interested in. And if there's anything specific on the chat, you guys can throw something out and we kind of focus on that. But
just to throw it out there, if anyone has any questions for Mike or Josh, just toss them into chat and I will put them into the Q&A section for later on.
So we'll talk about a few things. So this is the first release with Visual Studio 2015 support that your team worked on a lot, actually, Josh's team. And I'm super happy to get in there. It's kind of a weird one because we made the decision to drop 2013 support in the binary version, the launcher installation of UE4, which was not without controversy, but I kind of explained it in the release notes, what we wrote there, but it would have been very difficult for us to support both at the same time, and it also would have increased the footprint
Very
of the
large.
engine install, like with debug symbols and all kinds of extra binaries and all the different third-party libraries, again, for which is already a big footprint. So, but you can still use 2013 if you grab it from GitHub. But internally, we're still making the transition to 2015 ourselves. So if you notice anything there, please let us know, and we'll get it in, get it fixed in a hotfix.
One thing, actually about 2015, they've added a lot of support for various platforms, including Android. So that's one thing we're looking at now, is using the built-in Android support in 2015. For any Android developers out there, you can just check the Android checkbox in Visual Studio Installer, and then we'll just find that instead of having to install the Android Works on top of everything else. And then you can hit F5 in Visual Studio and debug right on your Android device.
So you'll be able to debug UE4 Android code running on device.
Yeah.
Like through a USB cable.
Yep.
In the Visual Studio debugger. That's like where they're.
Yeah. I mean, you can do it now, but it needs the NVIDIA's Android Works or their old T80P.
Which
so it's like an extra thing you have to go install and wait for it to download. Now it's just a little checkbox in the Visual Studio installer. We don't have it yet in 4.10, and it may not make 4.11, but we're looking at it now. It's going to be pretty awesome.
But even
Very seamless.
So even with 4.10, they could install the Android features with Visual Studio, and as long as they install the T80P or something, they could debug?
Yeah.
That's
The Android
cool.
Works. So it's
Yeah,
in the
that's really
extras
cool.
folder. In the engine, there's the Android Works installer right there.
That's amazing. It's pretty cool that Microsoft is kind of like focusing on being super.
Yeah, they also have
cross-platform now.
iOS where they do remote compiling and debugging, kind of what we do already with iOS from Windows, but they're doing it as well. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to leverage that or not, but we're starting with the Android part of 2015.
Do you want to talk about the Xcode changes first?
Yeah, so another big change to go along with 2015 is Xcode changes. We've obviously upgraded to latest version of Xcode. But we also dramatically changed how we generate the Xcode project. For anyone who's used it before, when you look at your targets, if you're looking at if you do code based from GitHub, when you get all the games and all the projects and targets and everything in there, it's just this massive list, and it's kind of doubled. There's the Mac version, the iOS version. It was really messy and hard to use. So we've actually started over basically from scratch with Xcode generation. Now it makes instead of just a single Xcode project, it's actually a workspace of many projects tied together. And it mimics how Visual Studio does it, where you have just a list of targets. And then if you go into the scheme editor inside Xcode, you can choose development, development editor, development client, development game. And then when you go back out into Xcode, you can choose like UE4 for Mac, and then it'll build for Mac. If you choose in the drop down an iOS device, it just knows to switch and start building for iOS. So it uses the target that you're actually building for to know how to compile. So it's a lot closer to the nice organization that Visual Studio has, but with Xcode.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's
awesome.
very much cleaner,
very
and it
cool.
also allows us to hook into the indexing better and the Mr. Fix-It stuff. So as you're typing and you get a bug, it'll give you a nice suggestion of, you wrote green, did you mean green 3 or whatever? And it'll sort of suggest the code fixes you need to make, right? Then you click a button and it fixes your code for you.
So Code Assist didn't work properly in 4.9 and
With the way we
earlier?
had the product set up, it wasn't.
I see, it
It didn't
couldn't
have
function.
enough knowledge of how to compile the code. So
I
it has
see.
to run the front end of the compiler
Yep.
to figure all that stuff out. So
Yep.
now it can do that much better because it's all cleaned up. So
That's awesome. Yeah. If anyone doesn't try developing in UE4 on Mac, I'd suggest, or if you haven't tried it in a while, I'd suggest giving it a go. I was on vacation recently, and pretty much a whole vacation I worked on a little mobile, like iOS game, and I used Xcode the whole time, never even booted in a PC, and it was it was good, it was fun. It's fun to iterate
Yeah.
on too, it's pretty fast iteration.
yeah, I mean,
So-
people a little wary of Xcode because it's so different from Visual Studio. But once you get used to it and you know how to use Xcode, then it's a lot better than people think it is.
Yeah, it is kind of weird though, you have to admit.
Because it's not Visual Studio. But anyway,
Okay, I want to talk
certainly
about
usable.
a few more 410 things, and then we actually have a slide deck that Epic Games Korea made, I guess. Jack
Yeah.
made, and
Jack Porter, yeah.
Josh and I will go through it and talk about cool mobile stuff in 410. So I just mentioned the VR stuff real quick. So we did a bunch of work on VR for Bullet Train, this cool VR tech demo. I know there's a bunch of VR talks that we've done recently.
we've had
so
Ian on. We've had
let's
like
go through this
everybody
real
on to go
quick.
through it.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
So, but some of those cool optimizations made their way into 410. Some that I'm pretty excited about. I guess I won't go into details, but
it's fine.
but there's a whole bunch more cool VR things coming in 411 as well. I'll talk about more of that later if we have time with 411 stuff. Anything else here, Josh, you want to talk about? Some new features on Xbox, subservice scattering on Mac. Is that new? I saw that in the release notes.
Yeah, and GL. So
Cool.
yeah, most of the platforms you updated to the latest SDK. It's not very flashy, I guess, but it's,
Yeah.
it's still important and critical to those platforms.
Hey, we added a tool to help you arrange your blueprint nodes.
I think everyone and their brother is aware of that tool now, and it's like the best. And then we actually had someone go out and make hotkeys for it.
I actually haven't
and-
tried it because I've been writing C++.
Oh, it's great. Oh, it's my life now.
All right, let me find this slide thing and put it on
So,
there.
random question I see about forward rendering for desktop. You can do that if you run the feature level ES2 on desktop with a command line. It will actually do the forward renderer. You can use OpenGL or D3D on desktop and still use the mobile rendering path or the forward rendering path.
Cool. Here, I'll let you drive this one, Josh. This is the...
Okay.
We're going to talk about mobile stuff in 410 since that was a huge focus, actually. And will continue to be from 411. Pretty much every release, actually, we're planning a large number of mobile improvements.
All right. Oop, sorry.
It's very sensitive. I'm going to use the keyboard.
Yeah, so a lot of the work on the mobile side was pretty Android focused, I think, and just trying to target the vast, range of devices. So some of this work here, I think the next slide we'll see material quality levels. So you can make a switch here that will generate different versions of the shaders, and you can have make low quality but much cheaper shaders, and then high quality and much more expensive shaders. And then at runtime, it'll decide which one it's going to use of that material.
So the main thing is that you don't have to make like 5 different U materials. You can make one that can dynamically.
Right. So you have your wall mesh or whatever, some hero piece or something, and you can put one material on it, and then at runtime it'll choose different configurations of that material.
Yep.
So we'll have to compile this material, all these shaders, multiple times. So you got to be careful because it could explode. If you did it for every single material, it could explode the size of your download with all the shaders. But for the important ones, it could be very important.
No, that's really cool. This is actually very impressive stuff, and a lot of people are asking how can they get their hands on the either your PDF here or if you would be willing to post it on the forums. And I don't think that should be.
I think we post all of our slides.
Is that
from
on the
our summits.
resources?
I'm not sure if it's up
Yeah.
yet, but
Okay. Well, I'll go double check that it's on the resources site, but there is. It's unrealengine.com.
It
might just
it
be
seems somewhere.
resources.
I'm sure we put it up somewhere.
I will go and try to find that then for them.
And yeah, so in Device Profile Manager, device profiles, you can set which quality level that device uses for the other materials.
yep, it's cool.
Refraction now works on mobile. So you can see just the light bending as it goes to this wobbly sphere here. So it's still using the forward render, so it has limitations.
But the
like
main thing-
translucent objects, but
But you can use your existing materials with refraction, and
Yeah.
they'll just kind of. In fact, it's on by default in 410, so they should just look better if you're using refraction.
this is a lot of screenshots here, but basically there's a new Android target where you can select multiple text formats. So it's not, you can package multiple text formats into one set of cooked data, and then at runtime it'll choose the best one to use at the ones that are there.
I see. That's separate than all. All means just do everything.
Yeah, all is everyone is
like
way
make from
too big.
orbit.
Right. And as you may know, ETC1 textures are supported by every device, but they don't have support for alpha textures, so they end up being uncompressed. If you don't split them up into 2 different textures, they'll be uncompressed. So ETC1 has that sort of fatal flaw with it, which is why we don't just use it everywhere.
Yep.
So launch on, is this actually new to 410? I guess so. So it chooses, it used to be,
Yeah, something's new because it says 4.9 had a different behavior.
so 4.9, there's a way you can choose if you want to do debug or development configuration independent of what the editor is running. So if you're running a debug editor, it would try to run the debug Android executable, which is probably not what you want.
All right, off to the next.
Yeah, that
This
was
is boring.
Yeah. There's how you set it. So here's Android device log, so you can actually choose your device, and you can send it console input right from the editor. So you don't need to do like the 4-finger tap on the device. You can just send it commands.
Does anyone even know about
Which-
that? That's other than
That's really
This
neat.
is it's something you have to turn on, so it's a new feature. It's sort of like replacing the whole Unreal Console, whatever that we tried to get working for all platforms.
I love how
Anyway.
you can see some like Korean text in there, so you know it was Jack
Yeah.
on his Korean machine.
Yeah. So here's all the device profiles. They've changed how they're chosen. It used to be you had to write code to figure out which device profile you wanted for your particular Android device. But now you can actually do it just any driven. So in a Blueprint project, you can change how which device bucket of, if you have different hardware levels, whatever, of your device profiles, I mean, you can now drive it based on any settings like string matching, etc. So it's good for Blueprint projects. Okay, yeah.
web browser.
Web browser, you can put now a browser view, a widget, right into your mobile game. And
Very cool.
yeah, so we have Android now. iOS has a similar thing with it. You can put a UI, get the UI view, web view. We don't have that yet, but it's coming. So it'd be pretty cool. You can do a lot with web pages that you can't do in the engine. So this is something that a lot of people have been asking for a while on iOS. As you may know, if you've done this a lot with lots of different certificates and provisions, and maybe we have a lot more than the average small team, but a lot of people have issues where you don't know what provision is going to choose for your project when you go to sign your iPhone project. But now you can actually explicitly choose a provision and certificate here in the iOS project settings. So it was a big deal to some people that we didn't have any control, but now we do. So. All right, so going forward for 4.11, I guess we can look through these, and then there's more we'll talk about in addition to this. So it's a really cool one. Here is the old way we did reflections. There's with just one single reflection capture, the light wouldn't always look like it was coming from the right spot. But now you'll be able to have per location reflections basically, so it'll line up properly.
Blend of 3
Yeah.
on mobile, which is awesome.
Mm.
It looks like dramatically better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cascading shadow maps. A lot of work there going on mobile.
Yeah, I don't know if this
We've
will
had
be
some of
ready
this,
for
but-
4.11. Right now it's like in an experimental state in a branch, but I think that we're working on it, right? We obviously want cascaded shadow maps on mobile,
Yeah.
but I know it's in progress. It'd be cool if it made 4.11. I'm not sure if it will, but
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
go through all the details here. And I think this last one, GPU particles. It's not going to work on every mobile device, but higher end mobile devices will be able to have the full GPU particles, which very impressive effects, you millions of particles. And the collision-based particles where they bounce around the screen, that will be coming at a future time. So,
That's exciting.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got a NVIDIA Shield, tablet, so I'd love to play some games with some good GPU graphics
Sure.
on them.
All right, so that's it for the slides.
All right, nice.
all right. Okay, so since that kind of segued into 4.11, I just want to mention a few other things kind of going on. So kind of the focus right now for 4.11 is, I'd say, mostly performance. Obviously, we'll keep working on great mobile features and VR improvements and kind of, continue that stuff. But there's basically lots of performance stuff, some new rendering features, but performance is kind of like where we're at. We're kind of like,
That's excellent.
we have a number of customers who are, getting ready to ship games on UE4, and we want to ship games on UE4. And there have been games that have already shipped, and that's kind of just what's on everyone's mind is kind of, we've worked on these great tools for a long time, and now it's time to get the engine runtime into just super shippable state.
Yeah.
That's kind of what the team's been focusing on. So I think when you see 4.11, it'll be this mixture of kind of cool features as usual, but then a big slant towards optimizations of pretty much across the board. Like almost everyone on the team is working on optimizations.
Yeah, I've been seeing what's been kind of going on behind the scenes, and it looks like there's a lot of. This is going to be a huge build, so I'm excited.
Well, yeah. Some of that stuff did go into 4.10. Like we spot merged some improvements, but I think mostly it was on stability that we focused on merging things to 4.10. So 4.11 will be much more on the performance side, and then in 4.12 beyond that even more so, because not everything will make it into 4.11. I think we're branching for 4.11 2 weeks. I think so. This one.
Yeah,
so.
well, the Thanksgiving gets in there, but yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
couple weeks worth of.
Yep. So we're still working on features for 4.11 then.
Yep.
Do we have a kind of time frame Q1, Q2?
Oh no.
No
I
time
don't-
frame yet.
I'm not sure what it is yet. Actually, I just don't know, have it on the
Oh,
top of my
okay.
head when we're planning. But I mean, we just finished 4.10. It's like
I can say next year. That's
yes,
definite.
I don't see it being released before Christmas.
Oh, no.
I think we might get a preview, maybe,
That would be cool. Yeah.
before Christmas.
Yeah.
Like to go
So that'd
play
be
with it over
awesome.
That
break.
would be
That
sweet.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, if we
Yep.
could do all that.
So be looking out for preview builds.
I want to give an update on Sequencer, since in 4.10 we did something kind of interesting. We kind of stealth released.
Yeah, you kind of like slid the bare bones right in there and see
Yeah.
if anyone noticed.
Yeah, so we released a very early preview of the new cinematics editing tool that we're working on that will eventually be the successor to Unreal Matinee. So Matinee will stay in there for a while. Don't worry about Matinee. We'll support it for a good long while, but at some point we'll migrate Matinee content to Sequencer, and Sequencer will be the new kind of level actor motion and cinematics creation tool, amongst other things. Sequencer already powers some of the animation features in UMG or the UI editing toolset and some other things too. So anyways, the team kind of hit a milestone where they thought like, hey, let's put an early preview out in 4.10 that you can enable in the experimental options in the settings. And it's fairly feature limited. We turned off a bunch of features that just weren't ready at all. So you can't even create like a director track and add shots to it yet. It's very much about moving things around in the level. But you can still try it. And if you end up feel brave and you want to try it, please send us feedback on the forums or on Answer Hub, and the team would love to hear that feedback. It's still under such heavy development where we're still making big changes every day to it, but it's gonna come along fast, and I promise it's gonna be really cool when it's ready. So that's kind of an update. In the next release, we'll have more of the critical features, like shots will be there in some form. We'll have support for subscenes, which is one of the main features I'm excited about. That's kind of opens up the nonlinear editing powers of Sequencer that Matinee couldn't even begin to do.
Yeah, that's the important stuff.
Yep, where you'll be able to place sub-scenes and independently dilate and crop them and multiple instances of them in the same master sequence. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Wow,
But
there's like some Premiere level stuff
yeah,
in there.
that's kind of the thing, right? So we wanted to be able to do a full
Whoa.
superset of Matinee plus
Yeah.
whatever you're doing in your video package of choice, but in real time. And yeah, so more to hear about that later, but everyone asks about it every release, and I wanted to specifically mention it because we did kind of make it available in 410, but we're kind of just quietly, or not really.
Yeah.
We'll advertise it later when we're happy with it, but it's still
Yeah.
super early.
So that you guys, yeah, it's just completely bare bones right now.
Yep.
So-
No documentation really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Is that Batcat on your shirt?
It is,
What?
yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, it's kind of fat cat.
Fat bat.
Fat bat cat. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Everyone keeps asking, what is that? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. That's great.
Cool. Yeah, I got some things actually for 411. Some big ones are so Metal on the Mac is coming.
Awesome.
We showed it off at WWDC this year, and it'll be in 411. There'll be still a lot of improvements to come. It's just the first version of. Oh, there's the cat. First version of Metal.
Thank you, Shelly.
From Apple. So there'll be. It's kind of we're targeting the SM4 feature level right now. So not every feature is going to be enabled, but they'll be coming on in the next year. So that's going to be a big one. In addition, I don't know if you guys in 410, we had some issues with Metal on iOS where we had to disable it for certain devices. We're working with Apple to figure out what all those issues are. And so we should be, with luck, if there's a hotfix of 4.10.1, we'll be able to turn it all back on across the board. But definitely in 4.11, all that stuff's going to be fixed up. So that's been a bit of I think new devices and new drivers, and when Apple started merging the Metal for Mac and iOS, there were some issues there that affected us. So we're working on those as hard as we can. So and to go with that, Apple TV, which is also using Metal, that will be in 4.11 Apple TV support. It may not be ready for shipping a game on it quite yet, but there'll be support for it in there. We're adding things like a lot of controller support for the engine. We didn't have Bluetooth controller support properly for iOS, but that'll be coming. The on-demand downloading stuff is in there, and Apple TV really be pushing that for big projects, since there's a 200 meg limit of your download. And some of the CloudKit stuff, and a lot of things coming for Apple TV, but it'll actually also help iOS. So, yeah, Apple TV,
Cool.
will be there.
A few other things I just want to mention. So we were working on getting the marketplace outfitted with a bunch of new C++ plugins. Right now we have Substance on there, but John Jones and some of the engineers are working with some publishers to get like a bunch of other cool new C++ plugins for the engine. I just want to mention that, hey, if anyone's out there and you're thinking of building a plugin, you can come talk to us, or if you have something that you think might be a good fit for the UE marketplace, and it's
Yeah, you can submit submit your plugins and stuff. And I think Stephanie Markoff is getting those now.
awesome. Okay.
Yeah, actually, one thing about code plugins, it's kind of there's a lot of stuff for each platform that needs to go into it. Like, you might need a framework for iOS or some manifest changes and weird.sos and Android or whatever. So we've been working on all those platform-specific bits for code plugins recently. So that's a big push of mine. Hopefully for 4.11, it's going to be in really good shape on all the platforms. One thing of interest is we actually made up a new Android plugin language, although we may be changing it to Unreal plugin language. But basically, if you're making a code plugin, you can return basically XML control stuff, which can loop over files and inject things in other files and open them up, and it's pretty impressive what it can do.
Gosh.
But so you end up writing this plugin maker language that runs at package time, which goes through all the plugins and knows how to inject them into the packaged up build. It's such a unique thing for each platform, especially Android, that we actually have to do a whole system just to make this.
I just want to say that if you have aspirations about making a plugin in Unreal, you can actually fairly easily we have a plugin wizard. It will spit out a basic plugin for you, and then you can change it, and you can package it for Windows and Mac at least.
Yeah, the desktop one is much simpler. It's when you get to the
it's not scary.
Yeah, it's when you get to the more esoteric platforms that.
Yeah, it's tricky, right? Especially we intend to support the binary, like Blueprint only projects, and C++ plugins and Blueprint only don't exactly mesh too well on mobile platforms. So it's some challenges there. Okay, just skimming through some stuff. Blueprint C++ conversion, that's probably been discussed on the stream before. That's still ongoing.
Oh, the Blueprint to C++ conversion. Yeah,
We're working hard on it.
It's coming, and it's awesome.
Yeah, there might. I'd be surprised if it's in 4.11, probably 4.12, but it's coming. We actually, last I heard from Mike Beach, we had Blackjack game, Blueprint only project running, all in C++ converted. So
Really? That's awesome.
We have some of our smaller samples completely working, and
Just testing out the conversion tools. That's cool.
yep. So it'll come online. So then just have kind of like a grab bag of 4.11 stuff. We can kind of, Josh, I don't know if there's anything in here that you guys want to talk about. Random. If anyone in the chat's interested in a specific
I mean,
area.
I'm interested in the stereo rendering.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm surprised this wasn't mentioned. It probably was mentioned in the last few streams. So basically,
Yeah.
the VR renderer guys are working on this cool feature that basically lets you draw the scene once, and it instances it for each stereo eye. Obviously, way faster than what we do right now. I'm not sure if it's going to hit 4.11. It's still off in a branch, but I know that we have a implementation that's working already. I think it just has some quirks to work out, but it's very exciting because it could end up having like an out-of-the-box, dramatic, like 40%, maybe higher performance increase for your VR titles, which were frame rates very, very precious.
That's a
for
yeah.
VR,
That's a
so
huge leap.
there's some awesome rendering stuff coming. I just want to mention this too, since we got others. So, because the rendering team's been busting their butts on some cool stuff, not just performance, but you saw like. We're working on some hair shading stuff. We're getting eye shading stuff, basically more realistic human rendering. It's kind of a priority. So you're going to see like, we'll see what state it's in for 4.11. So I know some of it's in there already, but I'm not sure which ones will slip to 4.12 because I'm not sure if we'll have time to polish it. But hair rendering and eye shading, we had support for cinematic lighting channels. This is really important if you're doing movies. Basically, you can mask specific actors or specific objects to specific lights, so you can go and kind of say, hey, this light's only going to light this stuff and not this other stuff. We're cheating, right? So that you can get the look that you want in each shot without having to kind of juggle your whole scene around. So I know that just went in, and I think you'd have 3 lighting channels, which should be enough. Everyone's been asking for that for a while. Josh?
I see people talking about Match 3 in the chat there. So Match 3 does, it's got a lot of cool stuff in it for mobile game, for checking out how to make mobile games. There's in-app purchase, leaderboards, a lot of that cool stuff. Going forward, I want to sort of use this as my sort of platform showcase game where we may be putting features into it that aren't strictly required. For instance, we might break it into a couple chunks. So there's some background downloading of part of the data, and that to show you guys how to do chunking up of bigger games. We don't need it obviously because it's a small game, but just that kind of feature where things that may not be needed for it, but will help you guys learn how to use the stuff we're putting in going forward. Some of those, the more, I don't know, the stranger features of game development that
it has a lot of features in it that are just like, what the hell is this feature doing in a game like this? But it's for completeness, right? It's a real game that will ship, so that we can show you that this is how you can ship it.
Yeah,
and it has
I think DLC already in it.
It has DLC too. Yeah,
They're planning a lot of fun stuff like that for it. Yeah,
the DLC like changes the environment from like daytime to nighttime or something.
Yeah. The in-app purchase. I love that. Actually, before you can buy it, a big pop-up pops up, and it's like, this is a learning resource, right? It's going to spend real money. No, we're going to charge your card.
Don't want to
Just
earn your
fair
money.
warning. When you buy that nighttime theme, it will charge you because it had to be feature complete.
We should just credit them with Epic Games.
Yeah, every time that someone buys that.
Yeah, marketplace installers.
The
we test it.
marketplace
Android.
supporters.
You can't have free DLC on Android, so we have to.
We can reimburse.
we can reimburse. We would have made it free if we could. We don't want to be.
But due to legal stipulations, that's how it had to work out.
It's like minimum 99 cents or something.
So we had to do that.
Cool. Yay for us, we get money.
Give us your money. Yeah. No.
Some other stuff that so light mask quality. Daniel Wright's been working on that. So more accurate skylight bounce,
Yeah.
better shadow penumbras. He's been working on just the photon distribution, so it ends up being less splotchy in certain cases. So just basically, this should just be automatic benefit when you generate light maps the next time once you get these features. I know some of those will land in 4.11. There's this cool thing called I don't even know if I put it on here. Oh yeah, capsule shadows, which is pretty awesome if you have a lot of characters in your scene.
Yeah, instead of using the full
Yeah.
proper shading, it just uses the capsule, right?
Yeah, basically you'll in the skeletal mesh editor you'll kind of outfit kind of like you would with collision bodies, like body setup. You'd outfit them with capsules just for shadow casting. As you can imagine, it's not going to cast a very nice, accurate self shadow. But if you have a scene that's lit with like kind of a wide skylight or something like that, so soft lighting, it's going to be awesome because you're basically going to be drawing these capsules as shadows. And there's some cool optimizations that the rendering team has found that you can do when you draw shadows that way. And the quality looks really good if it fits the style of your game. And you can just draw, a butt ton of these because you don't have to believe that. Go on.
No, you could say
A
no, you
butt
could say
ton.
butt ton.
Yeah.
It's just
I was gonna
it's
say
a
something
funny.
worse.
It's just that it's funny to hear you,
You
say
have to keep
butt
it.
ton, so I laughed.
Yeah, so you can draw a butt ton of those.
You gotta keep saying it, don't you?
So that's coming. I think
Yeah,
that'll be
that's
4.11.
it sounds like it's great for crowds and rendering a lot of dudes in the distance and stuff.
Oh,
so.
and another rendering one, high quality depth of field, which looks
Yeah.
something amazing.
Yeah.
That's really good. Don't want to curse.
Meowing amazing.
Yeah, meowing amazing.
Yeah, anyone who's gone back and watched the archives, Shelly started bleeping over it. He swears with little meows.
You know much about this one?
No.
Not really. But basically, so we had hierarchical LOD in the previous few releases. That's been kind of steadily improved, but it started off in 4.7 and kind of a little bit rough, and it got better in 4.8 and 4.9. But we've been really working on it for 4.11. So you'll see a number of improvements there. Basically, better merging of materials. We're working on a cool optimization that can go and generate new index buffers for all of your static meshes that are influenced by hierarchical LOD, so that we don't have to draw the triangles that are covered up by objects that were kit bashed together, kind of in your environment. It's like cool things to just reduce triangle count and let you draw large environments without you kind of having to worry so much about optimizing every little individual mesh one by one. This will kind of merge them together and generate nice lots. But that said, built-in on Unreal can only do so much. One of the things we've also worked on is working with Simpligon so that we can use their very high-quality simplified LOD generation with Unreal, and we use it here for our games. So of course, like we'll have some built-in support, but if you hook up with their stuff, it works even better. So that gets better too.
To go back one, just to kind of cover it before we get too far off, the capsules, will they work with distant field shadows, do you know? Or is that a better question for Daniel?
They work with static skylights. I don't think they need distance field shadows because I think they'll work with it turned on, but I don't think that we don't need to generate distance fields for the capsules because they're capsules.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're like these convex shapes, but I don't see why it wouldn't work in tandem with them. I don't know if the results that you'll get will be pretty if you have like a bunch of distance field shadow stuff and next to, I think it depends on your art style, I guess, but I don't see why it wouldn't work.
One thing people have been talking about is Vulkan. That is still a ways off, but it's something we are obviously looking at and working on. Drivers are really early still. The state of Vulkan as a whole is really early, and we are also really early to go with it. So it is coming. We're working on it. Personally, I would love to get rid of OpenGL as soon as possible and get all the way over to Vulkan.
Except for Win32.
Except for Win32.
Yep. Well.
I would love to, not saying it's going to happen. Ideally.
We still use the OpenGL renderer on 32-bit as long as we intend to support 32-bit, which for now we're going to support.
Yeah, like Windows XP is still amazingly big in the world. Maybe not around here, but
No.
It came up on the forum thread that you linked me, Alexander.
Yeah.
The DX12 support, and I was talking with the graphics team about that.
As long as
today.
we're on that topic, yeah.
Yep. So yeah, DX12 support was released in preview in 4.9, and I think there's a few improvements in 410. Actually, maybe none. I'm not sure if there are in 410, but for 411, there's definitely improvements. It's basically Microsoft. We're still working with Microsoft. They're committed to getting basically Unreal being a showcase DX12 engine. So
Yeah.
they're helping us with it, and we make improvements to it. They make improvements to it. We review their changes and integrate them in, and that just kind of has been happening steadily. But when 411 releases, it's not going to be a first class. It's still not going to be like done. Like for example, the editor won't load in DX12 mode, but certain games, like your game might run fine just with DX12 if you run with dash DX12. But you can't load the editor in DX12, which obviously limits kind of some of the previewing that you can do of certain features. But we won't stop until it's fully supported. It's going to take a few more releases probably until we get there. Maybe 412 or 413. It might be by next summer or hopefully earlier, but you never know.
Yeah, DX12, Vulkan, Metal, they're all, we're all definitely supporting them going forward. So.
Yeah, we'll kind of always be on the latest, whatever like we kind of just have to, right? So as fast as we can do it and do a high quality job, we will. Kind of just done reading the stuff here, so maybe, is there any more questions?
Oh yeah, we have a ton of questions. If you keep scrolling down, you'll see that I've been gathering things out of the chat
my
there.
goodness, jeez.
Yeah, now pick and choose, because I know it's quite a lot, and I know that you guys are very busy, so pick what you can actually answer now, and then if you feel that we should get a rendering guy or anyone else on, just say the word and see what we can do about a future stream.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
The quality switch node, is it mobile only or can be used on desktop? It should be for either, for both. It's all just based on that one as the quality. Thank you, the cat. Fat cat, fat.
But it does have a sub.
Every time you talk, that's what we're going to zoom in on.
Okay,
now.
that's fine.
Doesn't it have a sub, like, on mobile it will detect what kind of devices you're using and choose which settings to use automatically? Is that true?
Yeah, I mean the scalability system and the device profiles will sort of already pre-choose one of those settings, but you can customize it for your project.
Right. So if on PC platform, there'd be additional work. If you want to use that feature, you probably have to tell it which detail level to use or make it an option.
Yeah, we could add that if it's already, I think it's already there, the scalability. We already have like 4 buckets of low, medium, high, epic.
Yeah.
So you could put different material quality levels into those scalability settings for desktop.
Cool. Let's see, is Niagara status still ongoing? Yeah, we'll keep making progress on it. It's not ready to be released, and honestly, like, you're not going to see that finished this year. It's just, it will start to become functional, and probably it will end up as an experimental feature, just like Sequencer, but it's still a ways to go before it's like fully what we'd call like like a epic quality tool. But we're still going to work on it. It's going to be awesome.
Cool.
You can change quality settings on mobile at runtime, as long as if it's a kind of if the materials.
What we're saying sounds completely out of context.
Sorry.
Like,
It just popped
question.
up into chat. Yeah.
But yes, all those CVARs you can change and set at runtime. Well, almost all of them. Things, maybe some that don't quite work if you set it, but for the most part, all those quality settings, as long as you make sure the shaders are compiled for all those material settings, then you can just switch over to them. I don't foresee any problem. I haven't done it myself, but I don't see any issues there.
Right.
Cool. New audio engine is still making progress. I think actually right now we're adding, in the interim, we're backporting some of the new audio system features to UE, or to the existing, kind of the old audio system. I saw something about angle-specific sound attenuation going in for 411. So like some features are kind of like getting backported in the interim, because people got to ship games with audio. But it's still ongoing. What else? Anything else good here on it? Okay.
That one you already answered.
What's the bottom question?
Oh, yeah,
it just keeps going. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's quite a bit to pick from.
Sorry,
Actually, the
zoomed
bottom one
out.
might be worth that one there.
What, ray tracer? Oh, UE4 ray tracer with 10 cores and 20 threads. Hey, we have machines here with 32 threads and.
Yeah, I think that we can. I think it can handle it. So just to clarify, the question was, Intel is releasing the 10-core processor with 20 threads and all that. Really sweet thing, But yeah,
I don't think we're gonna invest
we're good. We're good. It's all good. You'll be able to run stuff on that.
No, but I think they're asking for like.
Oh,
I think it's
if-
kind of a joke question, but real-time ray tracing. But
Yeah.
I don't think we're doing anything with ray tracing outside of light mass and what we're doing with screen space reflections and other kind of screen space tricks for now.
Google Cardboard support in 4.11.
This is something that I think Nick Whiting has actually mentioned on a couple other streams too.
Yeah, and I know we've been looking at. I'm not sure if there's an official like we need to, make any special settings for it. I know we've been looking at it, but I'm not. Unfortunately, I don't know the state in 4.11. But
It's probably.
I mean, it's
more
definitely
for
an important thing because they're the $5 VR whatever solution. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any news about Win 10 Universal right now. We haven't been working on it.
Alrighty.
Someone asked if we can get the blue bullet train VR hands as
Yeah,
default content.
That's kind of a more
think
question for the
Oculus
content
owns
team.
those hand.
Oh, do they?
Well, I mean, they use them in their Toy Box demo, and I think we emulated them. I don't know what the fate is of those hands, but
Oh, I wonder if there's a patent on that one yet. Blue hands in VR thing. Yeah. Good.
Either way, I'm sure we want. I think actually the motion controller component already has some meshes for controllers.
Oh,
but they just don't look like those
they don't
nice
look like hands.
hands.
They just look like the
Yeah.
weird like remote controls.
Yep. I'm not sure what the plan is for that, but I mean, we'll keep improving that stuff out of the box. We want that out of the box
Yeah.
defaults for VR really good. So ideally, we'd be able to detect like whatever motion controllers you have on your computer, and at least be able to draw a good representation of that controller by default. I find that's almost as useful as seeing hands as seeing the actual one like device.
Yeah, just any kind of point of reference really helps. Unless you're
does.
working on a glove, in which case you're probably going to want to just go ahead and model your own hands and just model it out to work with, whatever. But then you're getting really fringe. So let's see.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean we've got a couple. There's more with the capsule, but that's more technical.
Oh, any upcoming plans to make it easier to include shader code and plugins?
Yeah.
I think we definitely plan to do that, and I see threads about it, but I know we haven't done the work yet, and I feel really bad about it. Really, really bad. In fact, I've wanted to do this before for my own plugins. So, but yes, we would like to do it. I don't know what release. I probably said that before on the stream. I feel bad. I still feel really bad about it.
There is. Let's see. Do we know if there's anything with Paper 2D coming 4.11 side of things?
Unfortunately,
Because I've been asked that a lot. I think we'd have to get a specialist on for that.
I don't
I haven't
know.
heard of any.
No major features.
Please.
Probably
Okay.
just bug fixes. Nolan's been busy working on some optimizations for 4.11. So like I said, 4.11 is a big optimization release. You might see some paper duty optimizations, but a lot of these features, outside of the graphics features and platform features, is the team's kind of heads down optimizing things.
So yeah, it does sound like you guys, the main focus is going to be, like you said, performance.
Performance,
So
yeah.
that's really, really important stuff. All right, cool.
Custom hardware cursors. Isn't that something we?
That's
we support
something
software cursors, custom software cursors.
Yeah.
Oh, hardware cursors.
Yeah, hardware.
Oh yeah, we
cursors
don't
are
support that.
Pretty different.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't support that right
Okay,
now.
I thought
That's
we
like a silly
did.
thing.
I thought we were doing hardware. Okay.
No.
It's
we
come
don't.
up
We
a
just-
few times.
The editor can override cursors,
Hmm.
you know, to draw like arrows and things like that, but it's not exposed to gameplay stuff. That's
Yeah.
actually a good suggestion.
I'm
though.
trying to remember. There was like some sort of technical limitation, like you have to access the actual operating system or something. I'm trying to remember. I can't.
Well,
don't quote
every
me on
platform draws them its own way, so there's limitations on size and
Ah.
color palette
And then
stuff like that.
matching resolution
Yeah.
and location on screen, or there's issues.
But that's a great. I mean, we should do that because I always prefer hardware cursors over software cursors.
Oh,
Every
yeah,
game.
yeah,
Like,
I
think most people do,
software
yeah.
cursors suck. So,
I feel like full screen games and hardware cursors are the
yep,
where a lot of the problems come from.
yeah. If you're on, well, I haven't seen full screen seems to work fine with hardware cursors. These
Oh,
days.
okay.
I haven't seen any problems with it. But software cursor is great for like console. If you want to emulate, use
Yeah.
your UI and cursor features on console or mobile, that's totally fine. I don't know how you do it on mobile, but cool.
Yeah.
You
All
wanna
right. I think that's
Wrap it up.
Yeah, that's about what we can really get in for today. I know
Cool.
you guys are very busy, but thank you so much for taking times out of your days to come in here. And I know you guys
Yeah.
have a lot more work ahead of you. And based on what we've talked about today, it sounds like it's going to be a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Work never stops.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so-
there'll be a lot more to talk about with the 4.11 stuff as we get closer to releasing a preview.
Yeah.
We'll get back on and have pictures. and
Yeah.
stuff
Oh
to
yeah.
show,
Some
right?
nice
And
new
live
nice new
editor
shiny
demos.
stuff. Yeah.
That's always more fun.
Cool. Cool. Well, yeah. Thanks again. We'll have you out again when we have to do more of the fun, release notes related stuff. and all that. Thank you all for coming out and joining us, and I will see you guys again on Tuesday for the learning stream and all that. So yeah, see you
Fat
around.
Cat Bat says bye.
See ya.